In timing and sequence, we restored level 1 and it took us 8 months to restore level 1. We then moved on to level 12 and it took us about 10 months to restore level 12. Then when we moved into level 11 was the greatest challenge because it was obviously the area which held the greatest amount of craftsmanship. Level 11 in fact took a 15-month refurbishment phase and it was absolutely a labour of love. Because what had happened was through the late 80s, early 90s, Melbourne City Council had moved out, they were using the space for about 20 years. Some developers bought the space and had decided to make them into some apartments. Now the apartments they constructed were along this main section of Swanston Street and they all faced in this direction. So where you're standing from this wall here to that wall there was a 2-bedroom apartment with 2 bathrooms and a kitchen and an entry door through there. Over here they had created another entry door which went into another apartment which was the Grand Secretary's office as a bedroom. A kitchen had been created of the Grand Secretary's office and the boardroom was made into a lounge and dining room. So what they'd done to make that apartment feel of the 90s was they'd either removed pieces of timber panelling that they saw because timber was ugly and they had all painted over the top of them. So all this area here were painted surfaces. The cornices were removed and we had to come back and recreate and rejuvenate this whole area. The Grand Secretary's office in its entirety on the back wall had all of the timber stripped and had plaster put over the top of it. So we've come through and restored it again. The intention of this building was always the grandeur of an entry from the front, which as you leave you will see coming down a corridor that then opened up to what we've now recreated, those entrance doors, which then bring you through into the boardroom. And the boardroom and the Grand Secretary's office always needed and always had, feeding off it, the people that worked for the Grand Secretary. And some of the copper lettering you will see on the doors are those types of people that would have been here back in '32. So now our IT man is called Inspector. And our 4 printers are in the typing room. And when we go to the kitchen, we go to our tea room. So these words we know from original scripts were the original spaces that were up here on this level.